So hi everyone, Craig Hanson here guys. Welcome to my video, and if you're wanting to prevent fat shots, thin shots, get some better compression, contact, distance control on your iron shots to simply improve your swing, this is a very good video for you. Now when we're looking at the best hitters in the world, very good ball strikers, we're looking at the commonalities, the hallmarks of these great players. We're seeing extreme similarities in these swings, and I'm going to take you through a few of the things for you guys to notice in your own swings to improve. And I mean, there's nothing like really having clean contact on your iron shots, especially when you're looking at 1-2 day tournaments. I mean, if you're hitting fat shots and thin shots, it's leaving you really with very difficult pitch shots and long bunker shots and all sorts of troubles on the golf course. And there's a reason why we do it, and we can always see it when you're filming your swings with your mobile phones and your smartphones, and you're using apps and things like that. This is the things that we're showing you on World Class Golf Instruction with over 900 videos. We're the most detailed teaching platform out there. Guys, let's get in there and have a look at these great golf swings and have a look at the similarities that they have when we're moving down into the downswing and also into the backswing. When it's just moving into impact here, if you've seen a lot of my other videos, what we're looking at is compression. We're looking at lateral movement forwards. We can see that both players have moved their heads downwards from the top of the swing. Okay, now the tour average, we're looking at around 3 inches of movement downwards with their iron shots. It helps them hit it with the bent right arm. It also helps create lag, and you're not throwing the club away at the top of the swing. It helps hold your angles, get your right hip in a fantastic position, and it also creates the shaft lean that you're after. Now let's have a look at the shaft lean here. Okay, so when we're looking here, we've got Mcilroy 75 degrees. We can see that. Now, when we're drawing a line straight up at 90 degrees, I'll get into this and tell you why we're doing it. We'll see that that's vertically up at 90 degrees. And we'll have a look at Adam Scott here. We're looking around 16 degrees of shaft lean here, up at 90 degrees. Now, the reason why we need shaft lean, if we just go back a little bit with Mcilroy, is what it does is it helps the club move down in this from this angle. Okay, so we're not touching the grass before we touch the golf ball. Now, most club golfers, or many of them that I'm measuring, are really up into the high 80 degrees, 90 degrees, almost no shaft lean. Now, there's different reasons for it, obviously, one of them being an open club face in the golf swing. But to understand that, these style of swings that these players are using, it really makes it extremely difficult for them to hit fat shots and thin shots. And we can see here from the position from at impact, we can see that they've moved through the line that I've drawn up here from the side of the lead leg. Now, this is the line that I call the wall, and from this position, we're just drawing it up, touching the left side. We'll see great players with iron shots moving through the wall. Now, the tour average of lateral movement is 10 to 14 centimeters. Okay, so we're looking at 4 to 6 inches of lateral movement. That's a fact. That's been tested. Thanks to Dr. Robert J. Neal, for the leading sports or golf biomechanic specialist in the world, in world golf, who's so generous to pass on all these information that he gives out in webinars and seminars and all sorts of things. So we know that there's lateral movement, and we know that their hips are opening, and we're looking at the averages of movement. Sometimes we'll see players not have as much lateral when we're looking at huge lag angles or other reasons in the golf swing. But when you're looking at getting yourself in this position, the average is going to be around half of the left leg through the wall, and you'll see Adam Scott here actually moving further forwards than that. So when you're getting into this impact position, really having a look at it, you see that the shoulder at the top of the swing has moved also through the wall. Now this adds to shaft lean, and this adds to compression. Drawing a line straight up from the golf ball, often we'll see the knee over the ball, we'll see the left eye or the nose directly over the golf ball, and from here we're looking at really good swing geometry. If you've got your body in this position, if you can get yourself to move across and keep yourself centered on the way back, you're going to hit a lot less fat shots and thin shots. Let's just take it up to the top of the swing here. Now, this is an important area that's not really noticed. You've got to be working on good information in your swing. All right, where it's really, you've got to look at yourself as being the motor, the machine. Okay, now when you've got hundreds and hundreds of good iron players, and they're all in extremely similar positions in these averages of movement, the closer you get yourself to these positions, regardless of your potential, the better you're going to hit the golf ball. Now let's have a look at this position at the top of the swing here. We'll see at the top of the swing, McIlroy being very, very centered. We draw a line up from the back here at 80 degrees. We'll have a look at Adam Scott here. Both players in very, very similar positions. Okay, so there's not a lot of room here really away from the wall when we're looking at our mid-iron shots, our high iron shots. Now this part of the swing here, look at this lateral shift. Well, we know the player's pushing down a little bit, but look at this lateral movement moving forwards. And the less lag angle that you have, if you've seen some of my other videos, the less angle that you have in this position, the more lateral movement that you're going to need. Okay, so to understand that these players, people are saying they're all swinging differently, they're not. And we're looking at the major components of the golf swing, extremely similar. Okay, so by working on the correct information, you're going to improve your golf. If you're looking at getting online lessons with me at CraigHansonGolf.com, there's nobody out there that I can't help. I've just been helping hundreds and hundreds of people from all around the planet, all around the world.
World Class Golf Instruction has over 700 detailed videos for every golfer. Practice programs and evidence-based material is applied to helping you to become your own coach and play your best golf. Join us in the chat room and join the community of World Class Golf Instruction.
Now let's have a look at the move here of this amazing golf swing, really from Adam Scott. And I like this angle that's slightly different here on the right side. You'll see the movement from the top, and you'll see that at the initial part of the swing here, the lead leg, it doesn't straighten. You can see that lead leg, he's moving into a bent left leg. Now when this left leg is bent, it will move more in this direction. It will slide. When it straightens, it turns. Now there's plenty of time in the swing to open up the hips. As we can see at impact here, he's really opened up the hips. But one of the things to look at here is really a flat, solid left foot. Now if you're using force plates here, if you're using different mats out there, to get the weight to stay in the middle of the foot, and even having it into the front area of this lead foot, promotes hitting the ball a little bit more from the inside. It stops flip shots and block shots, and you can see Adam's leg there is really slightly bent and moving into the ball. It really is, from the top of the swing, a very pronounced lateral shift, and we can see that initial movement. We know that the kinematic sequence is the 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the hips, shoulders, arms, and hands, and we can see that movement from the top, moving into that solid left leg, remaining flexed, and that's going to bring you in to see that left foot staying flat at impact and the right knee over the golf ball. And then through impact here, obviously rolling a little bit on the outside of the foot as he's got so much movement forwards. Now to stop yourself from tipping over, this is where we start to get an arch in the small of the back. And that's also a flattening characteristic, and that's going to take you up into a lovely finish. It's about creating a bit of separation here. As you're moving forwards, you're not going to be moving your head as far forwards in the golf swing on the way down. So some interesting positions. Obviously when we're looking in world-class golf instruction, we're looking at shoulder planes and wrist alignments, and in between this 39 to 45 degree angle where so many players are struggling at getting from the shoulder into the belt buckle under 40 degrees. But getting your hands on good information, practicing effectively, and if you get yourself your swing geometry in this type of position for your iron shots, I can guarantee you people, you're going to hit less fat shots and thin shots and enjoy your golf a lot more.